live right upstairs?
Yeah, if you need anything, I'm always around.
Did you rent the apartment yet?
Since you asked yesterday?
Use my name. People watch my show.
All you have to do is look in the mirror.
Why do I watch this show?
You seem like a nice guy, but you strike me as someone who drags his feet, am I right?
You want me to come help?
No, Mom, this is your time to do, you stuff.
Hey, sorry, I know it's early, but I was hoping to see the apartment.
Dana Allen.
Roy Landry! Nice to see you.
Nice to be seen.
Oh, damn it! Hey, man!
What are you doing here?
I just wanted to get out of LA for a little bit.
Yeah, I put dimmers in. I hope that's okay.
Who doesn't love dimmers, right?
Really horrible people. Should she be doing that?
I'm not gonna tell her to stop.
More people in the house is a ticking time bomb if you have bad pipes.
So I shouldn't move into an apartment that I want to live in because your brother has a crush on me.
Could be more than a crush.
Why are we acting like any of this is about me?
Because it is about you.
You know what I think? I think we need to stop wasting time.
They're writing me off the show.
Now what?
No, this is bad. This is really bad.
I'm just really lucky to be blessed with a great family.
What is she laughing at? He's not funny. You're funny.
Boom, there you go. That was the trailer for All Happy Families, arriving in theaters on September 20th. I'm Kuya P. This is Nerds Rule the World. Joining me to talk all things All Happy Families is the director, co-writer, Haroula Rose. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
Definitely. I am a filmmaker myself, and so it's always crazy when we're on these press junkets talking about our projects. So I try to just give that energy because we put a lot of hard work into that. And and it can kind of be painful doing these things. So I just want to give you all that energy. I'm an empath and just say, hey, girl, you got this. This is amazing. I had the pleasure of watching this film earlier today, and I was laughing, but also like, man, I know those people because it's a dramedy. I've been in some of these type of situations. We all know these situations. And I think that's probably the key thing with this film. It's going to be very relatable. And I quite enjoyed it, despite, just those painful things that we deal with as family, but because it's family and we can learn from that and those experiences. What is it like for you with now talking about this project? You co-wrote this, you directed it, and now it's out there for the world to ingest and feel all the feelings. What was it like for you putting this together, and where did it come from initially for you?
Oh yeah, so my co-writer Kobe is an actor, and he was in my first film, Once Upon a River, that came out in that ill-fated year of 2020, but we got to be really close friends, and I said we should write something together. And so in that same year, when we obviously had more time on our hands, we came up with drafts of what would end up being All Happy Families, and it was untitled for a long time. We couldn't find a title, but we kind of started with like themes and thinking about, we want to talk about masculinity and femininity, and also do it in a way that's like character and performance based, and that's actually doable, obviously, because we don't have a crazy budget. How do we make something that's good and independent? And ideally, we don't need a million locations, even though we actually did kind of use a lot of locations in the end. But we were trying to think of something contained with amazing actors and that felt really grounded and real, kind of like the movies that we were like loving and referencing for a long time growing up, and, feeling like we wished there were more of them all the time.
Excellent. Yeah, I didn't realize it, with you now bringing it to mind that this was shot during the COVID and limited space and time. It didn't feel like that though, because you presented so many things. It was so good. And some of these other films, I have to say, as a critic and a filmmaker, I've been watching a lot of films, and they definitely feel that way in certain respects. This didn't feel that way, and I gotta say, very refreshing. And you did a good job with that.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so this was like later stage Pando. It was like summer 22. So you're still kind of dealing with having a COVID compliance officer on set and just making sure people are being careful. And, you know, our DP got COVID the second week of production, which was super intense. So we were just trying to be very careful, but we still wanted to show off Chicago, you know, my hometown, and have all these like outdoor scenes on the boat. So we get out of the house in that one scene setting. So we did kind of cram in a lot of spaces, but it felt like everyone wanted to help us. It was really cool.
That's lovely. That's awesome. So the Landrys, let's talk about these characters and just the different situations. I'm curious, what was the first seed of the idea with the retiring mom and the situation with her husband? But then we have this set of brothers. One is a very big actor. The other is trying to get that break and trying other things like writing. And then we have the daughter of the son that is figuring herself out, transitioning, born male, but, you know, female. I love all the gems in this, and because it's so very real.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, the way I've been kind of describing it in the best way that makes me feel like people will understand and want to watch it is that it feels like it's a coming of age at any age. You know, we have a teenager, some middle-aged people, some early middle-aged people, and then some parents and, you know, grandparents. And so I felt like it was nice to write something that is grounded and relatable, and thinking, you know, there's always kind of, it seems like with brothers, there's a competitive nature sometimes, and this deep, deep, profound love, and also kind of resentment or knowing how to push buttons, and also the house as a character, something about going back to your childhood home and all of those triggers, you know. And I would say the mom and the dad became more and more prominent, especially the mother's storyline as like a parallel to Graham. So Graham and Sue Landry, kind of a parallel trajectory. And then, you know, the father and the other brother, a little bit like having to do a little more work and like waking up, so to speak, you know.
Amazing. So good. So good. I loved that. It was a great film. Again, everybody, September 20th, go see it in theaters. You're an amazing musician. You know, kind of transitioned. Well, you're still doing both. You're an amazing filmmaker, but also an amazing musician whose work has been in everything. What was the challenge for you in creating this film and for yourself? You know, you're now, you know, doing more film work outside of the music. What was the challenges of making All Happy Families for you, and what you're trying to do for yourself with this project?
Yeah, I think the challenge, it was actually kind of a good blessing of a challenge, because it was just, we had a ton of great material. So editing took a while, you know, and then you're like, oh, is this done? It's not quite done. And you can keep tweaking and fine tuning forever. So I feel like that's something that in my own process of making a film, I mean, it's the same as making a record. You could go sit there and tweak out on like the mixes forever, but at some point it has to be done. And this one really did come to a place where it naturally felt right, and the rhythm and the tension between it being a comedy and a drama and just real life, you know. Sometimes when something hard is happening, it's kind of nice to be able to laugh about it, or like zoom out and be able to say, oh, okay, someday I'll laugh about this, you know. So I would say just the challenge for me was having too many amazing performances, which isn't really a complaint. It was just blessing. Like, yeah, I'm like, this is just going to take me forever to go through all this footage and organize it and make it the very best it could be. And kind of, there was just a lot of funny stuff, you know, like everyone's super talented, and we were doing it by the book, like by the script that Kobe and I wrote. But then I always like to offer actors a chance to improvise and be like, oh, do you think anything's missing? Or like, let's, you know, like I don't know if I'm allowed to swear. Let's like mess around and figure something out, you know, and see if there's anything missing. But it was just a good challenge to have for this one.
Awesome. Well, again, bravo. Second project, I think, after Once Upon a River, I believe. And I can't wait to see more what you're going to do, because outstanding job with this.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, hopefully this makes the next one easier. Well, you know, it's a funny time. Like on one hand, everyone says independent films are at risk, RIP. And then other people are like, oh, this is the best time ever to be doing stuff like this. So I just want to keep making things, and with people I like that I think are talented. We got really lucky, you know, everyone we wanted said yes. So I don't know if I should be so lucky every time. That'd be amazing, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
I hear that. Well, when they see the work, everyone's going to gravitate towards you and like come on, we know you're putting it in, the love is there, and that draws the attention. And
from your
speaking
mouth.
of your great cast, if we can, the Landrys, everyone you had in this, Josh Radnor, I was like, I know that guy. There's certain character actors that I like knew from other films. Rob Huebel, amazing. Just everybody in this were so great. Can you just tell me about your cast that you put together for this?
Yeah, for sure. So Josh and I are old friends. Actually, this is a good blend of music and film. I had a song on How I Met Your Mother, and then the music supervisor used to make these like mixes, and he was playing the song at his house, and this other mutual friend happened to be there and introduced us, and we've been friends for many years now, and had always wanted to find a way to do more stuff together. So that's how that happened. Rob Huebel was actually the first person we cast because there's something about his voice and how absolutely hilarious and smart he is. We're like, okay, he has to play this guy because you're never really going to hate him, even though he does some questionable, at times you're like, I don't know, but he's just so great and charming. And then John Ashton had worked with on Once Upon a River, and Becky Ann Baker, huge fan. I mean, she's perfect in everything. And so them as a family, as the core unit, the chemistry and just believing them as a family was very easy. We had done like a reading on Zoom and everybody clicked and it felt really good. And then obviously the rest of the actors like Chandra and Antoine and David, they're all part Chicago based. And so that was really fun to round out because obviously I like showing off my hometown city, but also as a place, as a location, but also the talent because there's just amazing, amazing actors. So everyone else is pretty much from Chicago except for Colleen Camp, who plays the agent, and she's a legend. And then Rodney Crowell, who's from Nashville, but he came in for the cameo to sing.
Love that. Shout out to Chicago in the house. I love it. And just such a great ensemble. As an actor myself as well, beyond producer, director, I think all the roles were well cast and everybody did their part. Bravo to everybody. What do you hope people take away from All Happy Families once they see it, once it drops on September 20th?
Well, I hope that people see it in the theaters first and foremost, if possible, because it's so fun to see a comedy with an audience. Like at festivals, it's had this amazing life where people are cracking up, and it just feels really good to hear people laughing together, especially when, the news and there's so many things happening all the time that are really kind of hard and deeply not funny. It's kind of nice to be in a room laughing with people, no matter what, what else you think about or believe in is kind of cool. And then obviously coming out on digital in October 18th, I hope people get to watch it, especially because holidays are right around the corner. My hope is that people get to watch it like with their families or with their partners or, enjoy it with people. And that in terms of the takeaway, I would say just that, no one's perfect. And I think we're all kind of growing up all the time. And I don't really attribute an age to that.
I love that. You said something perfect earlier. This is a coming of age film, no matter the age, I think is what you said. I'm going to definitely take that away from this. And when I describe this to others, that is what I'm going to say. Bravo to you, Haroula. This is a great film, and I can't wait for everybody else to check it out when it arrives in theaters on September 20th. Such a pleasure. I'm going to be keeping my eye out for you now that you're, even as a musician, your music is amazing, and I know some of it was here, and I've heard it in other projects.
Yeah, there's a little bit in this one too. And yeah, my husband composed with an old friend of mine. It was really it felt like a family affair, even just creatively. It was really nice. So, hopefully that comes through when people watch it.
Definitely. Well, it caught my eyes, and I can't wait to hear more. Shout out to Oliver. Amazing. And shout out to you, everybody. Check out Haroula Rose's All Happy Families when it arrives to theaters on September 20th. Amazing job, Haroula. Can't wait to see more of your work and what you're going to do next, because I am now a fan because of this film. Everybody, Haroula Rose, All Happy Families. I'm Kuya P. This is Nerds Rule the World.
Thank you so much. Have a good rest of the day.
Thank you. You too. There's a cut. Okay, I am recording. Excellent. Thank you so much, Alana. So we have about 10 to 15, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, totally flexible. I just have something at 1.
Awesome. All right, yeah, we'll be good. Excellent. Again, thank you, Alana. And I don't want to mess up your name. I can mess up names. Haroula?
No, Haroula, that's perfect. Yeah.
Awesome. If I mess it up, it's not where my heart is.
No, it's okay. It's a very unique one that I hated as a kid. Now I like it, but people mess it up all the time, so I'm pretty used to it.
All right. Well, I try to do my best because it's your name. It's a beautiful name. So awesome. So thank you so much. We're already recording. Count us in because I'm going to insert the trailer right before our talk. So
Cool.
We'll be coming off of the trailer. I'll introduce myself, introduce you, and we'll just talk about the project.
Great. Sounds good.
Wonderful. All right. We're already recording and I'm good. And let me get my notes. September 20th, I believe. Yes. September 20th.
Yeah.
In theaters or just digital platforms?
It's
Or
in
both?
theaters September 20th, and then digital is October 18th.
Okay, cool. I'll say theaters September 20th. All right.
It's
Thanks.
okay, by the way, noise-wise, I can't tell because we're cooking.
Oh, your audio's fine. Audio's good.
Cool.
Wonderful.
Great.
All right.
Awesome.
I'm ready. We're
All right,
ready.
let's do it.
Let's go. All right, here we go in a 1, 2, 3.